Right, everyone, straight into it. Here's a chart I shared 2 days ago, and it pretty much sums up the entire market right now, everything you need to consider, and what's going to happen at every price level. We'll start with the 30k level. Key resistance over here, 30k psychological level, and the level I'm looking for continuation of this trend. That's when we break this high and make our way potentially to set our next higher high. That will continue bullish market structure, which is what we're all hoping for, but we will have to trade what the market gives us. Next, we have the hopeful crab market area. That is between 30k and 27.2k. We're out of the danger zone, where we're pretty close to this 25k level, where we lose the bullish market structure completely, and we're in the upper half of the range, so we're looking to buy support, sell resistance in an area without risk of completely losing our bullish market structure. Then we have the anxious crab market. That's pretty much what we're in right now. If we zoom into the 1 day and we add one more support level over here, which is about 25.8. Zoom out, we got several recent data points, this wick here, this wick here, this close here, and this close here, showing 25.8 as a reasonably significant level. Zoom in further to around the 4 hour, and this seems to be the level to break. Formed a support over here, and then we attempted to break here, failed, attempted to break here, failed again. And if we lose this level, it seems to be the level that's going to result in the drop. However, with the recent price data over the weekend, you could even take this down to about 25.6 now, leaving us a really small drop over here before we get into this floating zone. Now, this is a floating zone because we have no support until we go back to March in this area. There's been no price action, so it's free fall and will likely result in us going straight down to the 25k level. That's why this is the anxious zone, where things aren't looking good. We can go to buy this support, but really on the 4 hour, we're almost getting a bearish market structure over here. Not quite, it's still just a volatile sideways price action where price goes down and keeps reverting to the mean. But remember, moving averages help show the trend. And as you can see, they're starting to fan out over here, and we're starting to swamp from volatile sideways to a down market. Then we have the losing of the 25k level. This results in a complete break in our bullish market structure. And I'll explain exactly why this is a key structural level. When it comes to trading, you always want to know where your key structural levels are. Take a look here and here. 2 data points showing this as a support. And then if we analyze the market structure here, this level here, if we set a low here, this is a higher low and we continue going up. If we break this level here and go down to here, now we have got a very messy market structure where price breaks one of its higher highs over here, and we'll lose that higher high and will likely come down and test this higher low. That will kill most of our momentum. There is a scenario where we get a bounce midway through here and try to make our way back up, but we no longer have momentum on our side and we're trading much more of a ranging market. At that point, I'll establish the range. We will likely transition on loss of the structural level to a range between the 25k level and the 18.6k level here, looking at support from this zone over here. There's also a possibility that we form at the 20k or the 16k. What I like to do is just play that as the price data comes in. Now, there was a buying opportunity recently, and a lot of people posted about this on the timeline, and this was last week, right after the weekend when price dipped over here. You could have gone for a buy, going for a mean reversion trade back to, well, you've got the 100-day moving average. Perfect return, test, and then it actually flipped into a resistance, and we've made our way back down after that. So this is very bearish. I do not like that the price has come back and tested the 100-day moving average perfectly and then come back down to support, and we're also not seeing any strong reactions off of this support. Buyers have not stepped in and we're floating around here. Then looking at this in isolation, now we've got a slight downtrend forming on the lower time frames, best demonstrated by the moving averages fanning out on the 4 hour, and now we're seeing low reaction and consolidation at a support. That is very bearish and makes it probable that this support is going to break. One of the best indications of strength on a support are how far the price bounces after we test it. If you take a look here, price had a really strong bounce, but it went straight back to the 100-day moving average, rejected, came back down, and now we're seeing a really weak bounce. This, potentially another weak bounce, one fake out, and then a crash is a very likely situation that we've seen unfold on Bitcoin too many times. So my plan will be to potentially look for trade in this area here. This is an area where I might look to build potential shorts if I see signs that we're going to break the 25k level. And that's a specific system I have where I build small position sizes preemptively when I believe price is going to break down or break out. The bulk of my entry will occur on confirmation of breakdown below the 25k level. Then not on the higher time frames, but on the lower time frames, there'll be a good opportunity to look for longs if we break above this 27.2k level and we see some sort of a breakout. We can see previously here acted as a little bit of a resistance, then we saw a really nice breakout afterwards. Similarly here, acts as a resistance, then we see a breakout. But again, this has to be traded on the lower time frames where you can see some sort of trend. For example, you see a trend forming on the 4 hour or the 1 hour, and then you go to trade that on the 15 or the 5 minutes. Unfortunately, the conditions are not suitable for more higher time frame momentum plays. And that's everything you need to know to trade crypto this week.